What's up, and welcome to Mouse Ears and Magic, episode number 67. I'm James, and today I am solo. Brian is doing stuff for the family because she's in the chat. Miss Bailey Ferguson, his daughter, it is her 14th birthday, so happy birthday, Bailey. So yeah, he's taking some time with the family. Sarah and the boys are out of town. Her family is doing Christmas right now, so she will not be joining us. So it's just me today. And I figured, what better way to do a solo show, especially, I mean, it's the week of Christmas, right? So I figured I would depend on you guys some, and we are going to do a live call-in show. So I will put that number on the screen here in just a minute. But before we do that, let's take care of a couple things. First off, if you are not following us on Instagram or Facebook, please do so. You can find us on Facebook at Mouse Ears and Magic Podcast, or on Instagram at Mouse Ears and Magic Pod with an underscore in between each word. If you haven't checked out our incredible friends and family over at Magic and Mickey Travel yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. You can go over to magicandmickey.com and you can fill out that quote request form to get your next trip to anywhere really in the books, but especially Disney, right? Now is the time to go. And if you're doing that last minute shopping, still don't know what to get somebody, trying to figure out what to give the kids for Christmas, all it takes is a $200 deposit. You can get that trip in the books and surprise the kids with that for Christmas. And then you can pay it off until 30 days before you check in. So magicandmickey.com, fill out that quote request form. We have a bunch of incredible agents over there. So yeah, just go check them out. magicandmickey.com. Next, we want to give a huge thank you to all of our Patreon members. Without them, the show would not be possible, especially live streams. They have helped us out so much. And we are so grateful for all of our Patreon members. From Magic and Mickey, we have Abby Underwood, Christina Hall. We have our good buddy Chicago Mike, or his actual name is Josh, but everybody knows him as Chicago Mike. Also from Magic and Mickey, Caitlin White. From the YouTube channel Chasing Florida, our good friend Chase Ross. I'm trying to get him on the show, but he's always on the go. He's kind of got an important job. He uses that as an excuse, but whatever. We'll get him over here one day. And you heard from another Magic and Mickey agent and Patreon member, Evie Hillis, not too long ago. Our incredible friends Amy and Dana from the Run Eat Drink podcast, and our newest Patreon member, Miss Lisa T. We love Lisa to death. She is also one of our moderators on YouTube, and she's just a lot of fun. All right. So let's see here. Let's go ahead and catch up with the chat a little bit. Mom says that she is watching from Walmart. I don't know if that's the best place to watch from. That could be kind of dangerous, don't you think? We also have Terry Paris from Magic and Mickey in the chat with us as well. Make those comments a little better so you can see them there. Coach DeFranco, met him over in the Diz Life podcast group. He's going to be doing some big things in there in his own Facebook group for the onesies. The dude is a pro at solo trips to Disney. So he's got a lot of advice for that. He was actually on the Diz Life podcast with Mark Valentine not too terribly long ago. And Terry is going to get more involved with us in 2021. 2021 is going to be the year. I'm calling it now. 2021 is going to be the best year ever. I'm just saying it, right? We've got to get out of this funk that we're in 2020, and we're going to do it together. I did want to talk about, before we get started, in something big that we have coming up. I had this really kind of crazy idea, some would say, but I think it's going to be really great. We are going to be doing a major live stream on Sunday, January 3rd. Right now, that's all the details I have. I don't know what time we're going to be starting it. But what I do know is that right now we have multiple podcasts committed. We have Mark from the Diz Life podcast. We have the Wolf and Wookie from the Wolf and Wookie WDW podcast. They're committed. Amy and Dana from the Run Eat Drink podcast. The Disney DNA podcast is committed. Obviously, we're going to be involved. We also have, so it was just announced, so I can go ahead and I can talk about it. Mark at the Diz Life podcast is starting an entire network, right? They're going to have YouTube channels, blogs. Ethan from the Wolf and Wookie, I think it's Ethan, maybe Ryan. I don't remember which one now. One of them is going to be doing a weekly news show. So I'm super excited about what they've got going over there. But John is going to be doing their YouTube stuff when they're live streamings and all. He is going to join us as well. So he's going to live stream from the parks. Chase from Chasing Florida is in the chat. He's asking the best year ever. It's going to happen, dude. And I'm hoping that we can get Chase involved in this. Well, I hope will be an epic stream. The reason for the stream is pretty simple. We just want to kick 2020 to the curb and start 2021 out on the right foot. What better way to start the year than creating some magic for somebody? Maybe a lot of somebody's. And it's people who have always created the magic for us when we've been down to Disney, whether it be Disney World or Disneyland. We are partnering up with the cast member pantry, and during this stream we will have the links and you will be able to donate straight to the cast member pantry. So if you don't know what the cast member pantry is, it's pretty simple. It's what they're doing is they're helping out those cast members that are still furloughed or have been laid off. They've been able to provide them with a lot of groceries, and they've recently started helping out. They got one started up in California for the Disneyland Resort, and they have helped over 1,100 cast members out there already. So they are doing amazing work, and we just want to help them out with that and try to raise as much money as possible. I am anxiously waiting the bowl schedule for college football, because there's one team that I need to not be in January, playing in January. So if they're not playing in early January, then we will be able to get another incredible podcast on, and I'm really excited about what he will be doing with the stream as well. Catch back up with the chat real quick before we get going here. Matt says, thanks for the shout out. The future is bright for all of us. Big changes ahead. And that's 100% true. I can't wait to see what you do with your group, man. Terry says it sounds exciting. Diz Life is going to be huge. If you haven't checked it out, give them a follow on their Instagram and Facebook pages. Terry says that she loves the colored Mickey heads on the back wall. We get that ever since we've done it. We started putting that up there. We have been getting comments on it. It's pretty funny. I think we found those at Lowe's is what we came to the conclusion. We've had them for a couple years now. Ethan from the Wolf and Wookie podcast is in the chat. He's got some family in. They're doing some celebration today, so he's going to catch us on the replay. So yeah, Terry's saying it has been. I know the playoffs have been announced. I'm looking more towards some of the smaller bowl games. That's the ones that's going to affect us. So today, what we are doing is, like I said, a live call-in show, and I'm just wanting to hear some of your favorite holiday traditions. Whether it be something that you do on your own, you do with your family, right? Just give us a call at the number 205-547-0707. And I just want to hear about your favorite traditions. We all have, some typical traditions, right? We gather around the tree, we open presents, and so on. But I want to hear the ones that you look forward to the most. We're kind of traditionalists in our family. So every Christmas Eve, we're gathering at my grandfather's house, and we we hang out there. We have family Christmas, and then we go from we eat dinner, we open presents, and then Christmas morning we kind of do it on our own, right? Um, but one of my, I think it's going to be the start of a new tradition. It's something we did this year. Sarah and I got the outside lights up. Jameson had been dying to get the tree up, so me and him, I put the tree up, and we gave him the ornaments and said, "Go to town, buddy. Have fun." And that's exactly what he did. We let him decorate the entire tree. Phoenix wasn't here that night, so next year he will be involved in that. But I think that's what we're going to do is just let the boys decorate the tree, and then afterwards we had some hot chocolate. Just setting the floor around the tree. We watched some Christmas movies and just enjoyed family time. It was extremely special. And I'm hoping that that's something that we can just keep going. It was really sweet. Jameson actually fell to sleep at on the floor next to the tree. He did not want to leave the tree. He was extremely proud of it and still talks every day about how amazing of a job he did. So yeah, I want to hear your family traditions though. Your favorite holiday tradition. Could be, every holiday y'all go down to Disney. Y'all just, I know Terry has been posting videos where they've been going around town and looking at some incredible displays. Some of the houses where Terry's at, they really go all out. So yeah, just want to kind of hear about all of that. Terry asked, did he get the top of the tree decorated? He actually did. Um, he we got the step ladder out for him, and he was able to reach up there. And yeah, he did a pretty good job. He didn't do the tree topper. I handled that one. Sean Williams is here. He says he can't watch live, but have a great show. Thanks, buddy. And I knew I was like, I'm forgetting one. What am I forgetting? So Sean from Walt's Apartment Podcast is going to be joining us on January the 3rd also. They're more West Coast. So I'm hoping that, maybe they can pull some people in from the West Coast and we can really raise some money for this cast member pantry. What they're doing is just absolutely incredible. Terry says, I can imagine his thoughts. Y'all all know Jameson. Jameson is a wild card for sure. So yeah, give us a call, 205-547-0707. And let's talk your favorite holiday traditions. We have several people watching us right now. I know one thing that we have started doing for the holidays is over in Oxford, they have a big Christmas light display at Chocolate Park, and that's Oxford, Alabama. And so we have started doing that the last few years where we go through, you ride around, right through in your car. And then they have I think they call it Christmas Village, and they have ice skating. Ice skating is not something that you can typically do in Alabama. So it's really cool. It's not actually ice. It's really super slick surface, but the boys love it. I'm definitely not getting on it. My skating days are over. I have ice skated before. I used to rollerblade all the time. Me and buddies would gather up at the church and we'd play street hockey all the time. But yeah, my skating days are over. That is not happening. But the boys really love it. We actually went last week and they were heartbroken because they had some storm damage in the Christmas Village, so they weren't able to partake in the ice skating and everything. But we're going to be going back probably tomorrow, I think, and they're going to let us come back through on the same ticket since there was the storm damage and all. So we did get to ride through the lights, and then this week we should be able to let the boys go skating and do all the treats and all that stuff and have a lot of fun. Jameson is super into Christmas. He loves it, and he can't wait for it. Every year he's been driving us crazy. When is Christmas? When is Christmas? When is Christmas? LD is in the chat. She says, "Heyo," and I'm sitting here waiting for somebody to call in, and nobody's calling. Why isn't anybody calling? Rachel Loves Disney says, "We watch Elf every Christmas. I am somewhat glad that Sarah is not here to hear that." All right. And we have our first caller. We have from Chasing, Florida. Chase, what's up, buddy? Uh-oh. What? There we are. You hear me now?
I hear you now.
There we go. How you doing, man?
Good. Finishing up shopping and heading back to the condo.
There you go. Your traditions are going to be a little different this year, aren't they?
They're definitely going to be different. Because my family is coming down here, but they're not coming down. Well, my brother's coming down Christmas Day. My mom and dad, my mom has to work Christmas Day. They're coming down the day after Christmas to visit, and they're flying down. So my brother will be down here, and I know they're not listening to this, so I'll spill the kind of secret. So my plan is, I just bought a Christmas tree like 20 minutes ago at Home Depot.
You finally got one.
When I have a fake one. It's in storage,
right.
But the storage people put it where I can't get to it, and without me tearing apart my storage unit to get a Christmas tree, I just bought another one, fake one at Home Depot. They had them on sale.
There you go.
So I bought that, and my plan is I want to do an online check-in for their room at Bay Lake Tower, and I want to hopefully call ahead like the day before, go over there and say, hey, is it possible to have the room ready super early in the morning? And what I want to do is I want to go up and set the Christmas tree up in the room and have the presents and stuff. And I'm going to get my brother to bring our stockings from my parents' house down when he comes down the day before. And I want to have the entire room like laid out with presents and Christmas tree like it was like kind of like we'd be at home, but like we're not going to be at home. Obviously, we're going to be at Disney. So that's kind of like it's going to be a new tradition for this year anyway.
There you go. Because, yeah, and for those that don't know, Chase just moved to Florida. You moved during the pandemic, right?
Yes, I moved down here at the end of July. So, the pandemic was in full swing. The parks had just reopened when I moved down here. It had been open about 2 weeks. Yeah, so it was. I mean, everything was full swing. I mean, Florida was just starting to reopen when I came down here.
Right. And so growing up, what was some of the traditions y'all had?
So our favorite family movie was always Christmas Vacation. We watched Christmas Vacation. I don't even know how many times during the Christmas season. But we always put up all the lights together. That was kind of our thing. We'd do before Thanksgiving. I mean, in early November, we'd be out in the yard putting the lights up in the yard. We'd have for a long time we had a fake tree, and so we put the fake tree up, early, super early, and have it up before Thanksgiving. And then my parents decided they wanted to go back to real trees again. I guess maybe I was college years or a little after college, and so right around Thanksgiving they'd buy a real tree and put that up. And then for people who maybe remember, I don't know if everybody's seen them or remember them, but everybody remember like you remember the Department 56 like Snow Village like Christmas houses and stuff. You know what I'm talking about?
The Christmas Village, yeah. We've already had this
argument.
Yeah,
Christmas Village. Yeah, it's so my dad's got a huge collection of that stuff, and so we one year we built a giant display with styrofoam mountains and all kind of stuff to put the Snow Village out, and we had we'd cordon off part of the living room every year would be for the Snow Village. It would be up from November to February in the corner of the living room, and then my dad got tired of doing it, so he finally it's all in boxes in my parents' basement now. But we always did that for years growing up. But then we would do as far as opening presents and stuff, we had we called it the gift chair. And so we had this one kind of how people they have those fancy chairs in their living room which you're not really supposed to sit in, but You
Yes.
know, it's just supposed to look nice in the corner type chair. Well, that chair would be our gift chair. And so on Christmas, when it was your turn to open presents, you would sit in the gift chair. And of course, my dad videoed every Christmas from the time I can remember, like I can remember on. We have every Christmas videoed from when I was a little kid till, I mean, last year. They're all like were videoed. So every one of them is on tape somewhere.
Now, let me ask you: Did he have it? Did he have the camera on a tripod?
Yes, always on a tripod.
Look, so my grandmother, she did the same thing, and of course, now my mom does it. Mom does pretty decent with finding a good position for the camera where you can see the entire room. My grandma was bad about holding the camera. And and it was one of the big ones, right? So it wasn't even like one, it was one of those big ones. So it was, it'd make you sick rewatching.
I remember now when I was little, and you still recorded on the actual VHS tape. Right. And those things were giant. And of course, my dad had one of those, and so it was set up, and we were recorded on that. And then whenever they moved to like, oh, it's just now starting to rain, and whenever we moved to you move to like a little smaller tapes. I don't know what are those little smaller tapes called? You know what I'm talking about? Like micro tapes?
I know exactly. They were extremely tiny. And then you had, in order to play them, you actually had to put them inside of another tape, right?
Right. Either that or you had to hook up the physical like camcorder to the television or VCR.
Yes.
Yeah, you had to have the red, white, and yellow cord, so you can get the left and right audio in the video. See, it had the special adapter that plugged into the video camera. So it had that special little quick cable, and it would plug in. And I don't know that we even I can't think but like maybe one Christmas ever that I've gone back and actually we've watched any footage from, and it was probably the last Christmas when my dad's dad was alive.
Oh wow,
that's the only one that I've gone back and rewatched.
And Terry asked in the chat, she said, "Where's Chase from before Florida?" So Chase is originally from Russellville, Alabama, and I guarantee
the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. Nobody knows where that is. It is, and
no. If anybody knows where that is, I will send you a gift for Christmas.
So yeah, and I mean, obviously, I know where it's at. Sarah's going to know where it's at. My mom knows where it's at.
Yeah. Right.
But
you're from Alabama.
And there's a lot of people in Alabama that don't know Russellville.
Well, you're from that. You're from that area, though.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
But yeah. And I got to read this one since you're on the phone. SureNut60 is in the chat, and they said that I don't know how they do this, but they watch about 18 hours of A Christmas Story every Christmas Eve.
Oh my God,
that's brutal.
I mean, I like it. I like the movie, but I don't like it that much.
Yeah. I mean, that would be tough. That would be tough. So, all right.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, now was that like, but then we would have when we were opening our presents. So back to the whole gift share thing. I got off on a tangent, but yeah, we have the gift share set up and do video in it. But my dad would always have Christmas Vacation playing in the background. But whenever we started the recording, like it had to be it was this whole process. Like we would be up, of course, me and my brother would be up super early. We'd be all, ready to open presents. But my dad was like, it had to be a whole thing. He's like, okay, he's gonna get up, he's gotta take a shower, gotta get some bite to eat, and we're all like, okay, let's go. And then he'd have to get the camera set up, and then he'd put Christmas Vacation in. And he had to have, the opening song. He had to have that. That had to be at the beginning of our Christmas recording every year.
Right.
And then we would go through this whole thing about every year he couldn't remember how to put the date on the physically in the video so that you could see the date. And we'd have this whole thing where we were having to figure it out every year how to go on there and put the date in. Every Christmas, it was the same thing. Like that morning, like he's like, "How come I can't get to say 2010?" So we're we're trying to type in Christmas 2010.
That sounds about right.
it was every year, and of course, now, I mean, now you've got, my dad don't, because he doesn't have one of the newest like cameras like I have.
Right.
He's got an old Canon EOS, but his doesn't shoot video and all that. His just takes pictures.
Right.
And so I mean, if he had one of the new ones now like I have, I mean, he could just sit that thing up there and we could shoot Christmas in 4K.
Yeah.
But so yeah, it was like of course he's got this same old Sony. It's a Sony Handycam. It's the one he's been using that thing, I'm telling you, since like maybe 2010, 2012. Like, it just constantly every year. And I'm like, they still make tapes for that thing. I didn't think they still made tapes for it, but
do they, or was he just stocked up? Because
that's a good question. I don't know. I honestly had to ask, because I don't honestly, because you can't go to Radio Shack anymore and buy that stuff.
Right.
So like, where do you go buy that? I mean, where do you go buy stuff like that anymore? I mean, there's nowhere to buy those things.
Exactly. And I know my mom, she would always have like the little 3-packs of them. I think that's the only way you could buy them, was in 3-packs. And she would have tons of them. But it's funny because she says in the chat here, I used to have to get up to a blaring floodlight on an old movie camera every Christmas. We couldn't see a thing. And but see, she would wake me up the same way, because I don't remember ever really getting up on Christmas morning. Usually Grandma and Granddaddy had already come over, and Pop was starting to get anxious and like, come on, I'm ready to go. We're about to just leave. So Mom would have to come wake me up.
That was right.
So
that was right the opposite for us. We were always waiting for my grandparents to get there.
Right.
They would always be late.
So
and then it would be a case of they'd be late, and then we had to do the gift thing, and then my grandmother would be like, well, I gotta go back and finish cooking so we can eat at 2:00. We family always got together. We always ate at 2:00 on Christmas.
Right.
Always 2:00. I was always like, man, I'm hungry before 2:00. When I eat sooner.
And Elle says here, she said, my parents had to implement Christmas morning starts at 6 a.m. or after we woke them up at 4 a.m. one year. So
that's funny.
Yeah. So awesome, Chase. I appreciate you calling in, brother, and you get that tree set up and get ready for family coming in.
Oh, well, this tree. So this tree's not coming here. So that's actually what I'm gonna. Oh, this tree, I'm gonna take it. I'm taking it to Bay Lake Tower, and I'm gonna set it up. Hopefully, if I can get the. That's what I was trying to say. Hopefully, if they get if they give me a room that's ready that morning, because I'm gonna online check in like 2 days before.
Nice.
And I'm gonna call them the day before and see if they're gonna have a room available so I can have it set up so that it'll be Christmas at the resort,
nice.
Like in the room at Bay Lake Tower. It's what I'm hoping to do.
Very nice.
And you know what I may even do? I may even have my camera set up on a tripod. So when my dad gets here, I'm like, okay, now I got everything ready to video. Let's go.
Look, and what's funny, because when you start talking about videoing and everything, and talking about getting it plugged in the Christmas of 20 whatever, right? I realized, I was like, I can just move the webcam into the right there at the office door and have it videoing, and just have it labeled on the bottom of the screen, just like I have it set up right now.
So one last thing, and then I'll let you go. That way somebody else can call in. Oh, so we actually got. I forgot about this. So we actually got to the point where we couldn't remember, how to type the date and stuff in, so it would be on the thing. So we ended up just handwriting. We were just handwriting on a piece of paper, and we would just like slowly stick it up in front of the camera.
That is awesome.
So that we're like, okay, it's enough of this. We spent 20 minutes trying to type this thing in, and it's not recording on there. We just put a piece of paper in front of it that says Christmas 20 whatever, and we're done with it. So
that's awesome. Awesome, buddy. Well, hey, good luck getting in Bay Lake, getting the tree set up and everything here in a couple of days, and hopefully it all works out.
All right. Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Y'all call in and tell us your traditions. Come on, guys.
All right, thanks, Chase. Merry Christmas, buddy.
Merry Christmas.
Awesome. That was fun. Mark is in the chat. He says, Merry Christmas, James. My favorite Christmas tradition is to hunt down and destroy all the Jedi. Order 66, let's go. That's what he says. So Mark is definitely a huge Star Wars guy. And since while I've got him up there, if y'all are listening to or if you're watching on Facebook, click on his page there and you'll be able to find the link to his Facebook group, the Diz Life podcast Facebook group, because Family Game Night will be starting up here in about 27 minutes. So we're going to end the show in about 25 minutes. That way I will be able to hop over and join in on Family Game Night. Game Night's over in Diz Life podcast group. That's where it's at. All right. So I do believe we have the one and only Chicago Mike on the line.
What's going on, James? Hello, everybody.
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
Good. Am I coming through okay? You know how I have my tendencies with muffles over here.
Oh, yeah. No, you're good. You're loud and clear, man. Loud and clear.
All right, cool. Well, have a happy holidays, everybody. So instead of tradition, I wanted to share a couple memories. I've only got 4, so I'll try to make them quick so everybody else can get in. So this was back when I was in 4th grade. And again, I'm not going to make any of this stuff up because I don't have the time or energy to do that anymore. We actually wrote out, this would probably be about the length from one gutter to probably about your front door. And we wrote "Bah Humbug" in wire and strung it up with lights for the entire neighborhood to see. And nobody would believe this. Yes. So, and I still have a picture somewhere. I'll have to see if my mom can send me a picture and I'll send it to you. But yes, we did have "Bah Humbug" written up across the front of the house. So we were not your traditional, Christmas family in any way, shape, or form. The awesome. Second story. Yeah. Oh, I know. It gets better. So the next story, I'm not sure exactly when this happened, but we were unpacking. You know, one of the Christmas traditions is always unpacking all the stuff from the attic and going through all the old ornaments and memories and whatnot. So we had everything strewn about in the kitchen and dining room floor, where, of course, is a high traffic area.
Yes.
So my dad ended up walking through, and of course, my dad was the Grinch before I was. And he stepped on something. He didn't know what it was. And he just looked at us with this like disdain on his face and just goes, "I don't know what that was, but I hope it was pretty. And I hope it was memorable." And just kept walking. So now you see where I get some of my Christmas attitude from.
Yes.
Yes. So this next one was when Tyson had his first comeback fight after the Robin Givens debacle. So everybody wanted to see what was going on. I don't remember exactly who the boxer was that he was facing. So
real quick, I got to say this, John. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I swear at first I thought you said when Tyson had his comeback bite.
No. That was Holyfield. No. That was Holyfield. No, this was, I forget the name of the boxer, but anyway, it was a full card that night. So, my dad ended up paying for the other thing. This is the early days of pay-per-view and whatnot. So, he's waiting the entire night for this one fight. So the fight comes on. I know it was a quick one. I'm not sure if it went about 3 rounds or whatever. So the third round comes out, and my brother, I don't forget how old he was at the time. He was very young. He knocked something off of the tree and ended up standing right in front of the TV because it had to be exactly where it was, because that's the kind of family we are. Ended up blocking the knockout punch my dad waited all night to see.
No.
Yes.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Christmas over.
Yeah. Like I said, I can't make this stuff up.
Oh,
so,
man.
Yeah, and I will end with this. So again, other people can jump in. So this was back when I was younger, and I was not aware of what the tree stand actually, what its actual job was. So one Christmas, I was just there staring at the tree, and I'm crawling underneath, being, the inquisitive person that I am, wanted to see what, these little knobs did.
Oh,
so
no.
I started messing with them, and you know where this is going. So I start messing with the knobs a little bit, and all of a sudden, like, one of them gets real loose, and I'm like, okay, that's interesting. So I wonder what happens if I do this next one. Well, before I knew it, the whole tree was on top of me, lights, ornaments, and all, and there I was. So,
oh man, look, so that's one reason. I'm extremely thankful for the Christmas tree that we have now, because like the base, the tree stand is, is made for the tree, right? So it just sits in there perfect, nice and secure. There's no bolts or anything. I hope there's not. It's been up for a couple weeks and hadn't fell over, so we're good. But yeah, that's one thing I really like about it. We did, like Chase was talking about, we used to do live trees. And I really like the live trees. I like the smell. But man, I hated the mess. And then and
the fire potential.
Yeah, the fire potential. And then also kind of like, kind of going along with your story there, I could never get it straight. It always leaned. It always kind of had a little Charlie Brownish look to it, so
of course, why not?
We just had to make sure that it leaned towards the window. That way, when you're looking at it, you can't really tell.
Yeah, you don't want the bald spot for the neighbors to see. You want it back where,
exactly.
Because of course, it wasn't about how it was with the family. It was how the outside world viewed your tree, and you put all the cool stuff out towards the bay window or whatever it was. Yes, of course. Yes. So if anybody wants a marketing idea, here's a wall-mounted tree with a plexiglass, of course, for proper venting to keep the cat off of it, and just mount it to the wall. That way, all you have to do is just take it down, fold it up, and away you go.
Hey, hold on. Now, we don't need to be talking about that on here because we can use that idea. All right. So let's get to work on figuring that one out.
I say nothing. I know nothing about that then.
All right, buddy. I appreciate you calling in. All right. Hey, be safe out there on the road tonight. All right. Bye.
Absolutely. Always. Bye-bye.
All right, and I know we had somebody else that was calling in the same time Mike was, so please feel free to call back. So there was a comment up here that I was going to highlight, and now I've lost it. Oh, hey, who we got on the line here?
What's going on? It's Coach DeFranco, man.
Coach DeFranco from up in the Northeast. You cold up there, buddy?
Yeah, dude. It's something today.
And I imagine that you have some good ones, because I have seen the picture of your house and the insane amount of lights. I don't know how you have enough time to put that many lights up, but that was insane, dude.
Yeah, man. Every year, my dad goes full out, and secretly, it's funny because my mother loves it. She'll be sitting outside, giving like the Miss America wave to all the cars driving by, taking pictures. It's hysterical. How much she loves it. I think she loves it more than even my dad, and she's not even the one that puts them up.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's hilarious. So what's some of your favorite traditions, man?
It's from putting up our lights to making Christmas cookies. Every year, right after dinner, we all sit by the fire watching It's a Wonderful Life. I mean, it's really the Christmas for my family. It's just about us being together, especially for me in the fall time. As you know, that I coach, it's just like the perfect time to just, even by the end of the week, we want to kill one another.
Yeah,
it's just the best time, man. It's just all that time, catching up with the family. It's awesome.
Yeah, and real quick, I did post the link for the onesie group in the chat here, so y'all go check out his group, join it. Again, selling Disney solo. That's your specialty, man. But yeah, what you said about the fall, yeah, I used to coach, and It the fall football season, there was just no time. So, once you finally got done with the season and it, right there around the holidays, that was the best time. Just being able to relax for once and enjoy that fellowship and, time with the family, like you said.
Yeah. Well, real quick, I was, for the onesie, we are actually going through a rebrand. We're
Nice.
taking some time. We're taking a couple of weeks. We're, we made one attempt. We tried it. Things just didn't happen. So we're just taking a step back, really examining, what do people want to hear about solo traveling.
Right. There you go.
We're changing the name. I got some new partners to come in, and it's going to be great.
Awesome.
Really excited. But like by the time football season ended, we had a great year, and then like just how much, especially with the times, that we're going through. Like,
right.
It's once we were done, it kind of stunk because we had a shorter season, but at the same time, it just felt extra long because we were just trying to fit in so much in this so amount of time.
Yeah. 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 And I imagine y'all probably got a little later start in the season and everything, right?
Yeah, kids couldn't put, all their equipment on until like the end of August. And we're normally starting, July.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was, so basically we were playing catch up the whole time.
Yep. Yeah. I think everything down here in Alabama, at least, pretty much started like normal. They, so
yeah,
they wasn't too far behind and wasn't playing catch up too much. So, but I can't lie. It's as much as I miss coaching, it's also nice to not be coaching 24/7 anymore,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, there's days where like I'm sitting watching film and I'm like, well, why am I doing this? But then, it's just, you get on the field and, you're with the kids and you're, seeing how they're growing. It's just awesome.
Oh,
and getting to say you were, had a part to do with that. It was just awesome.
Yep, exactly.
But,
so awesome. Yeah. I appreciate you calling in, Matt.
No problem. Anytime. Look forward to seeing you at game night.
Yes, sir. We will be there. 16 minutes. We will be in family game night. Can't wait, brother. Have a Merry Christmas, man.
Yes. You too.
Awesome. Coach DeFranco there. He's very involved in the Diz Life podcast. That's just an incredible family over there. So thrilled to have found that group and, get to hang out with those guys. So, I guess we're at 45 minutes. If somebody else wants to call in real quick. If not, we'll go ahead and start to wrap thing. Oh, we got somebody calling in. All righty. Who we got here?
It's Terry.
Hey, Terry from Terry from Paris. How about Terry Paris from Magic of Mickey? How are you?
I'm good. You're in my little live video, but I can hear you through the phone. So I'm guessing that have a good connection.
Yes, we're good.
Okay. I just thought I'd call. I was over there, in Facebook land.
Yeah.
And I thought I would just give a ring.
So tell us what's some of your favorite traditions? Because I'm sure you've got some special ones. You've got, you've got an incredible family over there. So I'm sure y'all do a lot of very special things, right?
Yes. And I tell you, traditions have also just changed. I mean, they've changed from, I'm in my mid-40s, and so now I have teenagers. I am an only child. My mom passed away a few years ago, so it's just my dad. And so, but like used to, when little growing up, there was always making Christmas cookies. And that was something that like my grandma would do with a lot of us and cousins, and my mom was always involved. And then me and my mom also had a make Christmas cookies like weekend. It used to like be a day.
Mm-hmm.
And then the more people she met, the more cookies she wanted to pass out, which means the more cookies she made. And so we would make them together and then put them in things and pass them out to our friends and family and coworkers and stuff like that. And I passed that along to my kids. So we still make Christmas cookies, and we made them with my mom all the way up until the Christmas before she died. I mean, that's something that we still do. And I talked to the girls about it because they're 16 and 14. And I'm like, do you think this will be something that we get to continue when y'all have kids? And they're like, oh, Mom, this is forever. And so that kind of, makes me happy knowing that something that came from, even my childhood still will continue, down the path. And then once I went off to college, things were kind of a little different. I still had the weekend at home with Mom where we made cookies. That was something that never changed. But now that when you got married, we would just then like my family kind of transitioned to Christmas Eve, and my husband's family would be more Christmas Day, but we would have Christmas morning at our place, just me and him. And then once you have kids, it just kind of, then you start creating your own traditions. Since I live in Texas, Christmas lights are huge here. I know that they're big other places too, but like my husband from Chicago, he said he remembers not having as many Christmas lights as like the South area does. Maybe not just Texas, but because of all the snow. And back then, the technology and he says they just didn't stay up as well. But he doesn't remember seeing them like he does now. And so, but we've always had big Christmas lights, and we would like go to neighborhoods and have hot cocoa, and sometimes we'd we'd get a trailer and we put us all in the back of trailers with things like teenagers and college.
Yeah.
And now we do the same thing with our kids here. I used to live in Houston, and after Hurricane Harvey kind of went through and wiped us out, my husband got a job in the Dallas area. So now we're in Frisco, which is just a little north of Dallas.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful here. The lights, there's neighborhoods. Frisco has a downtown area, and that's where they play a ton of Christmas lights. And I love to just sit in the park benches and just hear all the Christmas music and everything going. But, but Christmas lights and cookies, and me and my mom would always open a gift Christmas Eve. When I was growing up, my family would have Christmas on my mom's side on Christmas Eve, and we would always stay so late, and we would look for Rudolph. A little before we'd head home. Now we just all have NORAD. But we would look for the brightest star that you would think, oh, there's Rudolph, I got to get home. And my mom was one of 5, so there was a lot of cousins. And so it, and then like we'd go home, and me and her, we'd open a present, and I would be so excited the next morning. I just couldn't hardly wait. And one year I woke her up around 4, and she informed me that it had to be daylight for Christmas to start at their house. I kind of thought that was going to be okay, and then I realized that daylight was like after 7 o'clock in the morning during the winter, and I was like, "What?
Yeah.
What am I going to do? I'm going to have to stay awake." She was like, "No, go to bed."
Yeah.
But and so yeah. But now with mine, we always do something fun on Christmas Day. Sometimes we go to the movies. Like we'll have a big Christmas breakfast, and then they go to the movies later in the day. I don't know if we have some movie theaters open here, but I don't know if they're going to be open yet Christmas Day. I guess I better get that kind of figured out.
Yeah, I know that's
my dad's going to drive up. Yeah, my dad's going to drive up from Houston, but because he's one of the music ministers in his church. And so they're having a Christmas Eve service, and he doesn't want to drive late Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Which I'm kind of thankful for that, just being alone, driving up by herself. So he's going to get up early Christmas morning and drive like 4 hours up from Houston to see it. So we'll get to spend a few days with him from Christmas till about I think Tuesday or Wednesday. So yeah.
Good deal.
My kids are really excited for that. They miss Grandpa a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, and and like you were saying about the movie theaters, I know that's one thing that that we used to do on Christmas Day with my dad's side of the family. We'd always go to a movie, and that's just, it's still a question this year. We don't know how that's going to be working. So it we went last year to see Rise of Skywalker on Christmas Day. So we're still we're still
and
waiting.
the year before we saw it was the Jason Momoa movie in the underwater world. What was that? Aquaman.
Aquaman,
That's what we saw.
Yeah.
I was really kind of ready to go see like Mary Poppins Returns, or I think there was also still that year the fairy. It was like the Ballet Nutcracker that Disney had put out like two Christmases ago. I was kind of ready to see something like that, and suddenly I got booted off with Aquaman. I was like, really? Not a family movie? Like, family's still good. We're going to see a family action movie.
Yeah.
But needless to say, about halfway through, I was quite satisfied with staying. Seeing Aquaman.
There you go.
But I'm just kidding. I told my husband, I said, hey, at least we all get something out of it, right?
Hey, I think we were all set. I mean, Jason Momoa, that is a man right there. There's no denying it. So
no,
I mean, for fun, he goes out in the yard and throws axes around, so it's,
right.
Yeah. I think we can all admire Jason Momoa.
Wonder Woman is coming out this year, I think Christmas Day. And I told him I didn't mind if we all wanted to go see that. We've also been doing in our local theaters, like Cinemark here has been doing $5 Christmas movies.
Oh, nice.
And so like Elf, which I will be honest with you, Elf, I could see Elf okay, and then from there, I know I probably just got shot down in a lot of people's books, but I like
okay.
Will Ferrell, but sometimes he's over the top, So,
yes.
But I do love National Lampoons. That is our favorite, and then the Santa Claus and Home Alone.
There you go. Yeah, Sarah, she caused a lot of waves in the chat a couple weeks ago when we did a Disney Plus one, and then we ended up talking. Elf got brought up, and she broke the news to me how much she hates Elf, and I was like, whoa. So it's not the first time that Elf has been dissed on here, so don't worry.
I mean, I don't hate it. It's kind of hard to just hate a Christmas movie.
Right.
But I don't know. I just thought, and I think I don't know. It's one of those, like I tell the kids, hey, I'll sit and watch it with y'all if you want me to. But if I'm going to pick one, I'd rather it be National Lampoons. Now, here's the thing. I never saw National Lampoons till I was married.
Oh, wow.
Can you believe that? I've been married 20 years. But yeah, when Kevin found out, he was like, what? What kind of... You have all these Christmas movies here. Your mom is huge into Christmas. We had the whole Christmas Village thing too. Like it took up a half of and then there was a big nativity scene, and then the tree, and then the outside yard. And I mean, it's like Christmas had almost thrown up, but I'd never seen National Lampoons. And he was like, really? Like, you've never seen it? And I said, no, I don't believe I have. And so we sat down and watched it, and I just laughed. I laughed. And so now it's one of our favorites. And even the kids, I mean, they just love it.
Yeah. So awesome.
So,
it's always fun to hear the Christmas traditions. And thank you so much for calling in, Terry. And y'all stay safe out there.
I hope I didn't talk too much, but thanks for having me. It was fun.
Yes, ma'am. And y'all have a Merry Christmas and a great rest of your weekend.
Okay, you too.
Thanks, Terry.
Bye.
Awesome. I don't know about y'all. I know Amy and Dana over at Run Eat Drink said that this was a fun hour. It's always great to hear the holiday traditions and kind of dig back in that memory a little bit, because Chase was talking about, Terry was talking about it. I don't know how I didn't talk about it. The Christmas Village. Mom always put one up growing up. Grandma always put one up. So it was always a big thing in our family. And they said, Amy and Dana said they tried to call in, but their favorite is walking the Tampa River Walk Christmas morning. Are y'all walking, or you run, walk, run? Ooh. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and cut loose. If you're watching live, the Mark Valentine, he will be going live for a family game night here in about 3 minutes. So I want to make it over there for that. And I hope y'all have a Merry Christmas. It's here. So ready or not, here it comes. Here he comes, right? Ho ho ho. Y'all have an incredible week. Enjoy your time off of work if you get it. Amy says that she will walk slowly while Dana runs. That is true. That is true. I hope your knee is feeling better. Amy just had a little procedure done, had to get it scoped. So she's recovering. So yeah, just take care of that knee, Amy. Don't go too crazy. And I know she's itching to get back out there and run. But anyways, we'll go ahead. We'll cut loose. Don't forget, follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram. You can find us over at mouseearsandmagicpod.com. Go visit our incredible family at Magic and Mickey Travel. You can find them on Facebook, Magic and Mickey Travel, or you can go to magicandmickey.com. And don't forget, please help us spread the word. I'm going to be putting some more posts out there later this week. January 3rd, we're going to have an incredible stream with a lot of amazing podcasts and a couple of YouTube channels. And we're going to try to make a big difference for the cast member pantry, those folks who have always been there for us on our trips and, made even some of the hardest days at Disney some of the best. So for the missing Sarah and Brian, I'm James. Merry Christmas, and we'll be talking to you real soon.